Colorado.
Good morning. It is a thankful Thursday indeed. I'm Kimberly Pro. Welcome to Good Morning Vail, the April 4th edition. And boy, oh boy, is it a good one. In this first hour, it is National Librarian Day. So we are talking with Tegan, who is our favorite neighborhood librarian, plus Vitamin C Day. We learned how to make a cake out of a whole orange. And then I had conversations with the cast and the writer and author of the book and movie, Someone Like You, plus my very own brother joined me on the couch to talk about his brand new TV series, Blue Ridge. All of that is happening in hour one, so let's get started.
Get up, get ready to start your day. The mountains are calling you out to play. Come on, we'll make you feel right at home. Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail. Good morning, Vail.
Join us on board the Leadville Railroad Winter Express. Stay cozy in our heated lounge cars. Marvel at the stunning winter landscape. Sip delicious hot chocolate. Don't forget to check out our new specials. Book today at leadvillerailroad.com.
Hi, it's Julio from TV8 Vail. Do you ever wonder why our tagline is "There's more for you on 92"? Because we're always bringing you more. More Good Morning Vail from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. all year long. More local coverage with Vail Vibes and Covered Bridge on TV8. More opportunities to participate with new roundtable panels on mountain perspectives and our new Spanish programming block coming this fall. Find us on Comcast Xfinity Channel 92, on YouTube, or our website at tv8vail.com.
Hi friends, welcome to the Vibe Report with Avisha. This is where I tell you all about the exciting happenings all around town. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the Red Lion, Sauna and Alp, Hike, Shakedown Bar, the Lodge at Vail, Gambit Bar, and Park Hyatt will be having nightly live music.
The artist known as Face Bagel is playing at Pepe's for his Sunday residency from 4 to 9. No cover, just good food, drinks, music, and of course, good vibes. The world-class Taste of Vail Festival is going on until Saturday the 6th, showcasing a variety of chefs and wine from around the world. On Saturday, the last day of the festival, is the Best of the Best Grand Tasting. It's happening at 5 p.m. at the Hike, and it'll be an evening of celebrating the culinary and wine community with Vail restaurants, guest chefs, and Taste of Vail wineries. There's also a closing celebration dinner with Decanter, Saturday, April 6th at Express Lift from 7 to 9 p.m. Check out the Taste of Vail Eventbrite page or website to purchase tickets or to get info on volunteering to help out. The Vail Youth Ballet Company is performing Saturday for the Spring Showcase at the Battle Mountain High School Auditorium, presented by Vail Friends of Dance. The event is open to the public and tickets can be purchased online or at the door. Also on Saturday is Paint Your Pet Night at the Alpine Art Center. This is part of their Cocktails and Canvas series. Check out alpineartcenter.org for more info.
That's it for this week's Vibe Report, friends. Be sure to follow the Vail Vibes TV8 Instagram for more info. And as always, spread the good vibes. I'm Avisha Scarborough, and I'll see you next time. For TV8 in Vail, I'm Avisha Scarborough at the Gerald R. Ford Amphitheater. We'll see you next time. Hi friends, welcome to a little behind the scenes. I'm Avisha Scarborough, and I'm so excited to be part of the team at TV8 in Vail. I love the outdoor lifestyle here, I love the arts and culture, and I love being part of this community. My show is called Vail Vibes with Avisha, where I tell you about all the amazing activities going on here in Vail and surrounding areas all year round.
Good morning, Vail.
Now, it is always sunny here in the valley, and that is a great way to get your vitamin C, but it is National Vitamin C Day. So we're going to show you another way to do that by blending an orange in the blender to put it into a cake. Let's take a look.
Okay.
Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
You know, I love to follow all the TikTok trends on in regard to food and recipes.
Yep.
That's really the only thing I use it for. So I saw this whole viral orange blender cake, and I thought we have to absolutely try it.
have to try
We
it.
have to try it. So I did read that it is important what type of orange that you pick because they have varying levels of sweetness, plus with like the seeds and the skin, you really want to use like a thinner skin.
Right.
So we're using a whole navel orange. These luckily
With
don't
very
have,
thick skin,
like I'd say
kind of like you.
So-
You've got thick skin.
when it comes to
Yeah.
working next to you, Kevin, I do. But if you check this out, you can kind of see that the skin is like, I'd say it's thin to medium sized, right?
Right.
So we quartered it up, or you quartered it up.
I did.
Because you don't want the seed in it, because the seed actually creates a bitter taste to it.
Right.
And so yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get started. But what you want to do is actually just throw all of the wet ingredients in the blender first, and that includes the orange.
All right,
So
I am the Robin to your Batman,
You
so
are
you
the
tell
Robin.
me what.
The Robin to my
Yeah.
Batman. So we've got 4 eggs sitting out at room temperature, and
Okay.
we've got them here in a Tupperware. So we're going to crack the 4 eggs into the blender,
Okay.
or you can do the oranges. It really doesn't matter. We're going to let Kevin go ahead and be the egg
I'm
cracking
the egg
master.
cracker.
And it's pretty great. And then it really, you can use self-rising flour, or you can use regular flour depending on what you have on hand. And I had regular flour, so that's what we're going to use with regular flour and baking powder.
Okay.
And then, yeah, we're cracking all of the
All
the
4 eggs.
All 4
Got the
eggs.
eggs.
Then we're going to throw in our orange. Now,
Okay.
you
Peel
can
and all. Just
peel and all, just toss it
Wow.
in there.
Okay.
Insane, right? I'm really excited about
I
this.
don't know about this,
Apparently,
Kim.
it creates like a fun, like really citrusy flavor and texture. Then we've got lemon extract. We want to do about a teaspoon of the
lemon extract. Got it.
And then we also need to include oil, and that's like the basis of all of our wet ingredients. So you don't have to use the lemon extract, at least that's what I've been reading.
I just literally put it in, and you said, "Well, you don't have to use it."
But I heard it gives it a little bit more pizzazz when
Okay,
you're
we wanna
tasting
pizzazz it up.
the flavors. So we
And
did
then
that.
oil.
And then we've got oil. I think we need to use about 3/4 of a cup of avocado oil, which
Okay.
I've never seen a cake made with avocado oil.
Oh yeah,
before,
I've seen an
but we're,
avocado cake one time. That
So
was
Kevin,
made.
no pressure, but you know it's got to be exact.
Yeah,
for
I'm
making
pretty
a
darn
cake.
good at this eyeballing thing.
I can tell.
Okay.
So we were putting that in there, and then we're gonna blend it up, and then we'll do the the dry ingredients afterwards. Now the key with the dry ingredients is, apparently, this is what all the TikTokers are saying.
This is what we've heard.
This is what we've heard. I do my research, but you know I can't say that I'm I'm an expert and I've ever made this
Oh
cake
no, let's
before.
just say you're an expert.
I'm an expert.
Let's
you
just
know.
say it. Get
Next
it out
to you,
there.
Kevin, between the two
Get
of
it
us,
out
I think
there.
we're gonna get it done. So we're gonna go ahead and just blend this. We're just gonna do a nice little medium blend.
Okay.
See what happens. Looking great, looking great.
Very loud.
It is very loud. So next thing we're gonna add 2 cups of all-purpose flour.
Okay.
And then 3/4 of a tablespoon of baking powder. Looking good. Plus sugar. We need to add our sugar. Sugar is always key when it comes to the cake. All right, let's see how we blended. Look at that. I mean, you can still see a little bit of the.
It smells absolutely incredible.
It smells great, doesn't it? And you can see in the blender that the peel is pretty diced up.
Yeah.
It smells great, actually.
Did a good job.
I'm awakening. You know, it's the orange and the citrus zest. Okay, so now we're gonna add 2 cups of flour in here,
Okay.
and then also there we go, looking great. And then we need to make sure that we've got our 3/4 of a tablespoon of baking powder, because that's what's going to make the cake rise, right? So if you're using self-rising flour, you don't need the baking powder, which is great.
Okay.
You're nailing it, Kevin.
Look at this.
You know, and I'm actually impressed.
I
No
can-
flour
Kevin
on
can
that
measure.
wonderful navy sweater that you're wearing there.
Right.
All right, so we got the flour. We
Got the
need
flour.
3/4 of a cup of avocado oil. We added that in. We need to make sure that we add 1 cup of the sugar, which is somewhere around here.
Right here.
I think we've got some granulated sugar also off the camera. So we'll take a look and see.
Do we need granulated or powdered
We
on
need
this?
granulated.
Oh, for crying out loud.
You know what? We're going to use powder.
We're going
though.
to use powder today.
We'll see what happens.
what
It's
happens here
viral.
on
It's
TV.
TikTok,
It's
you
live
know?
TV.
It is what it is.
It's viral. One whole
It is
cup?
viral. 1 whole cup. There
Okay.
you go. And then you can also use the powdered sugar for later as well. So we'll see what happens. There we go. I think that looks good to me. So we're going to dump that in there.
Okay.
And then 3/4 of a tablespoon of baking powder. And then you don't want to just like do a real blend on it. You just need to kind of pulse it so that everything kind of gets mixed in, because if
Tablespoon,
you
did you say?
3/4 of a tablespoon. Yeah, just like that. Looking good. And then I guess if you pulse it or you blend it too hard, it makes the batter really dense and thick. So we're just going to lightly pulse this until it's all blended. That's what I'm hearing.
Nobody likes dense
Hey, you
batter.
know, if it's with a cup of coffee in the morning, I don't care what the texture is like.
We got it.
It smells
We'll get
delicious.
this. It does smell
All right,
good.
so we're gonna go ahead and luckily we've got this handy dandy dough button on our blender,
Okay.
and we're just gonna blend it a little bit, nice and low, while we're letting it blend. You know, you were in sunny Florida, so does this smell like Florida?
It smells like Florida. The Sunshine State.
The sunshine and, in my opinion, the citrus state.
Yes.
Okay, let's take a look and see how it's looking. Yeah, looking pretty good. We're gonna just do a little bit more. You know what I love about this cake, speaking of Florida?
What?
You know, my grandparents used to live in Florida, and I
Okay.
spent a lot of time going to orange
Picking
groves
oranges.
and picking oranges.
Picking oranges.
Fresh pressed
I
orange
can
juice.
tell your hair and your skin
Yes,
tone.
that's why my hair is
Yeah.
red, because I ate a lot of oranges.
That's
when I was a
probably it.
kid.
I think that's a fact. True.
All right, this batter is looking great. Smells great. So the next thing we're gonna do, I guess, is line our cake loaf with parchment paper, or if you don't have that, you can use the avocado oil spray. So you pick parchment paper, avocado oil. I know, the pressure is on.
Using this.
There you go. Yep, you're just gonna spray it, spray the corner. That's at least that's what they're telling us.
Yeah,
So
that's
we're
what TikTok says, so that's what we're doing.
TikTok says. And yes, I have been consulting my phone with TikTok as we've been going through this recipe.
Okay.
We're gonna go ahead and then we're just gonna scoop it into the pan, and we've got a couple extra oranges.
What do we preheat the oven to?
We preheated the oven to, it depends on what recipe version you're looking at, 180 degrees Celsius. Whoa. Or, which roughly translates to about
Temperature math.
350.
Yeah, okay.
According to Google.
Got it.
According to the
TikTok
worldwide
Google.
interweb. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and actually just clean this off really quickly. And then we're gonna dump the dough. And it's okay if we've got one small loaf pan, but you know, you can make this is basically, in my opinion.
When do we zest?
We zest if we want to make a frosting.
Okay.
If we want to, or you can just kind of zest on top. I think we should just sprinkle it with some powdered sugar when we're done cooking.
Yeah, keep it simple.
Got to keep it simple.
live
right?
TV.
It is live TV. All right, so we've got that, and then we're just gonna pour it in about 2/3 of the way up to the lid because it is gonna rise because
I'll
of the
pour
baking
it, you
powder.
scrape.
All right, I'm gonna make sure we don't over pour it because then it's gonna explode in the oven there. But
So how far up
man,
do you go? How far does this
I would
rise?
say about 2/3 of the pan you want to fill, and then you know that's why if you did the parchment paper, Kevin, if it rises a little bit above over, it stays in its shape. I think that looks great to me. And then anything in excess, you can make mini loaves. Why not? Right?
Mini loaves, why not?
Yeah, who likes them?
Get a little muffin pan.
little muffin pan, which we do have, and we'll do that later. But
Have you seen the muffin man? Do you know the muffin man?
I do know the Muffin Man. Do you know the Muffin Man, Kevin?
No, I don't.
All right, so I like to do this just to kind of level it out a little bit.
Okay.
But man, it smells good.
It smells delicious.
It smells fresh. I think my senses have awakened, just like my mind.
Okay.
And here we are. We're ready to
Let's pop it
ready to
into that
party
180 degrees Celsius oven.
or 350 degrees.
Okay.
And then you bake it for about 35 to 45 minutes, depending on your live size, depending on how hot your oven actually is. Because did you know? Fun fact: your oven is not necessarily as hot as it says it is. So you try to preheat it as long as possible. Yeah.
That's why sometimes people put a little thermometer in there.
That's
So
exactly
you can
right.
actually see.
So that's it. So here we are. We baked a cake, a loaf. a
Okay,
pound
45
cake.
minutes.
35 to 45.
35 and
So
45.
we'll
So you got to stay
monitor
tuned
it,
for a while to see the outcome of this.
and we'll show you how it turns out. The viral whole orange blender cake. It's pretty great. I think you could probably cheat with this one if you wanted to and use a regular cake mix. But I'm so glad we did.
Why
everything.
would you?
Exactly.
Why would you?
It was easy. Throw
And
it
it's
all
fun.
into the
This was
blender.
kind of a fun thing to do.
It was fun.
I was a doubter,
You were.
doubting Kevin on this one, but I tell you, the aroma coming out of the oven, and I
It's
took a
true.
peek, and it looks great.
Well, Kevin, have I ever steered you wrong in any recipes there?
Just twice. Just 2 times.
Just 2 times. You know what? 2 times is better than 3 times. So let's take a look at it. So if you wanted, like I've heard, if you wanted to cool the cake first and let the drizzle kind of settle on top without it soaking into the cake, then you let it fully cool before you put it on. But I love to have that delicious
It's got to be warm.
frosting kind of
Yeah.
melted into it. So it looks great. I love that you flipped it over on the cutting board and not on the plate that we have sitting here, Kevin.
Well, you do this. So now it's right
There-
side up.
There we go.
Doubting Kim.
Today
This
that
is a
kind of
professional production.
It is.
And we gotta
shouldn't
look
be
at-
laughing at our colleagues.
Now, so putting our homemade little glaze thing
That's
on
true.
here, we've zested 1 orange. We put a little bit of vanilla
Mm-hmm.
extract, a little bit of the orange extract in there, some powdered sugar, stirred it up. So that's good to go.
It looks great, and then obviously you want some sort of milk to blend
that
it all
coconut
together.
milk.
We use
Yeah.
coconut milk, which is dairy free. Obviously, I think this whole recipe is dairy free, so it's going to be a great one to have with coffee when we're done with the show here. So we'll go ahead and put a little bit of drizzle on it, and
Okay,
then,
now
so-
one thing I like to do when I drizzle is I'll usually take and I'll cut down about 1 inch into the pieces.
It looks delicious.
And then I like to drizzle on top with the slices in.
Oh my gosh, yes. That's
Because
how
this way you get it down into the cake a little bit.
That's exactly how I apply my butter to my baked potato.
Oh, it is not.
It is. I slice it down. I got that from my dad. Oh my gosh, it looks delicious. And then if we wanted to add a little bit more powdered sugar to it, you can. But
Yeah.
we've got some here just in case. But man, oh man, it looks incredible.
Delicious.
Is it time to cut into it?
Try it.
I'm gonna try it. We've got the
There you go.
knife. I'm going in. Okay, I'm more of a centerpiece, but a center kind of slice girl.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna.
And
go.
I know the viewers cannot smell this, but it is incredible. It just smells amazing.
Honestly, it reminds me of summer and springtime, and man, this would be a great. I'm just gonna have a small little piece
Have
here.
a small little piece.
Here we go. 3.
Oh yeah, it says it
Wow.
all. That face speaks volumes.
It's moist. I know that we use powdered sugar, not regular sugar, but I tell you what.
Maybe
it's the
that's
perfect
that's something you change.
The
You don't want it
perfect
too sweet.
amount of sweetness. It's so good. It's light. It's fluffy. And it's definitely got all of the moisture in it that we need. So it's a perfect breakfast cake or
All right.
anytime cake.
We're gonna dig into this and be right back with more.
Good morning, Vail.
Thank you for watching Good Morning Vail. Have an amazing day. Get on out there, soak up that sunshine. We'll see you tomorrow right here for more Good Morning Vail. Bye, everyone. Hi, I'm Gretchen Bleshaw. You might recognize me from the Glitz and Glam with Gretchen. Maybe you hear my voice on the radio from time to time or see me out at a concert or two. I love concerts. If you see me out, the long mermaid hair, I'm almost 6 foot tall. It's hard to miss. Come and say hi, give me a high five, and make sure to watch me right here on TV8.
My name is Tyler Alvarez. I work here at Sweet Basil in Vail. I'm a bartender here. I originally came to Vail to snowboard. I slept on my sister and my cousin's couch for what was supposed to be a week, turned into 2 months, and then I found my own spot, and then kind of made friends and worked different places in the valley and kind of just fell in love with it more and more every single day, and ended up finding my way to Sweet Basil through some friends who worked here and all the great things that I heard about it. And yeah, I've been here for 4 years now. It's hard to wake up in Vail and be upset when you look outside. It's just beautiful. My favorite part about working at Sweet Basil is definitely that I could be proud about everything that we're putting out, whether it's food, drinks. We also get to be really creative here. The bartenders, the whole team here, we workshop our menus every season, so we'll start with a spirit or an ingredient, and then we get to be really creative and make a whole project of it. And then when we get the final product, it's a drink that we're all really proud of for the whole menu, and that's super fun, just being able to be creative and work with new things. And the most fun cocktails to make, though, are definitely the ones that we get to create from scratch. When people take a sip and say, oh my God, this is delicious, or they just love it. And that's probably the most fun for me, the creativity behind it and making unique cocktails. That, for me, that would be the most fun drink to make, just the one that you start from scratch and then people are excited about. I'm Tyler, I live and work in Vail. Come see me at Sweet Basil.
Good morning, Vail.
Tegan is our absolute favorite librarian, and we are going to honor a conversation with her for Librarian Day. Let's take a look.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. Like, if you haven't looked outside, it's snowing. It is very slushy. And Tegan and I were talking all things snow and slush because it is the best day to read a book and to do all things audiobooks, other options on this snowy Friday. How are you doing, Eagle Valley Library District? No, I don't think you need at this point. Tegan, everyone knows you're a spirit animal here.
Oh, thanks.
So what are we talking about today with the all things library?
Well, so exactly what you said. As I was coming in, you got the snow and you got the clouds. And you're like, this is the perfect day to stay home and read.
It totally is. Gee, are you like that now when you see the snow? I'm like, ooh, I have this book, I have this book.
Yep, and you're like, where's my tea? I want to get cozy.
In my blanket. I have it all on my couch ready to go with my dogs by the fire, ready to go.
Yep, it's like, you find your little cozy little
Or go to the library.
Yes, you can come to the library and get cozy. We have fireplaces too. We do not have blankets, but you can bring one in.
Bring your own blanket.
Bring your own blanket. So if you don't have, you have multiple books at home. I have multiple books at home.
Yes.
If you need to
from the library.
Yep. Again, you can check out 50. So we're happy to help.
I just think that is a lot. 50, in case you didn't. 50. That is amazing. I have one, and I'm seriously still like. I know we had touched base on this, but if something does happen, don't be scared. You're going to pay a little money, but it's, I literally have my book way up high because I'm like, this is the library moment.
And again, you can check out books for 3 weeks.
Wow.
We have auto renewals, so it can renew up to 2 times, so long as no one's waiting for it.
Right.
And then, of course, accidents happen, so we would ask for replacements, but there are no fines and fees. We just would like it back.
Right. Oh, that's brilliant. That's really cool.
Yeah. So that's part of the checkout process. So if you can make it end lesson today and you want to refresh what you got at home so
Right.
you can have a nice read day, come on into Avon, Eagle, or Gypsum.
I love it.
You just need, if you don't have a library card, you just need a photo ID. That can be a
I
ski
have
pass
mine.
or a gym pass. Yes, you do.
Yeah. And that's so good. So if you don't have a library card,
Yeah.
any photo ID.
Any
will do.
photo
Okay.
ID. Yeah, it doesn't
Cool.
have to be your driver's license. So
Okay.
if the only thing you got in your wallet at that time is your gym pass, fantastic.
Good
it has
to
your
go.
picture on it, you're good to go.
That's
And
awesome.
you'll get set up with a library card and you can walk away with some books.
And Tegan, I have to tell you, I had a friend just visiting from New York
Yeah,
City,
yeah.
and she brought her daughter into the Avon
Yes,
location,
yeah.
and I want to say Eagle,
Okay.
or Gypsum. I don't want her the other. She was blown away, and they
Oh,
live in
good.
this city, in New
Yeah,
York City,
yeah.
and she was like, I've never experienced. It was so clean, so beautiful. So I had to tell you because I was
Yay.
like, funny story. I'm like,
over
love,
here.
yes.
Oh, that's awesome.
So,
That's good to hear.
On this snowy day, are we
On
going
a
to talk
snowy day.
about audiobooks? Is
Yes,
that okay?
yes. So if you can't make it to the library, you
Right.
can still have access to the library. So if you don't want to get on the roads and you don't want to play in the snow,
Right.
You can hop onto our website, which is evld.org.
So
and,
cool.
Yep, and we got ebooks and we got e-audiobooks.
What's
so,
an e-audiobook?
So it's a audiobooks were like on discs.
Right.
So as our cars have shifted away from CDs,
Okay.
although my car still definitely has a CD
Right.
player.
I was going to say, I was thinking of like some of my friends, yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm still plugging in
Yeah,
the CDs.
love it. Old school 90s.
Yep, yep. And so it's a way for you to listen to the book.
Okay.
And there's, and I always recommend check out a few audiobooks because you might not like the reader. The reader makes it. The reader is
so
what sells
true.
it. Yeah.
That is so very true because there are a couple of times I've on my cell phone done the audiobooks, and now you can do that through the library
Yep,
on my
for
cell phone,
free.
which is
Yep, yep.
what that's good to know. And that's awesome. But you're right, the reader, their
Yes.
energy,
Yep.
because if they're into it, you can feel it right away from the get-go. Yeah.
And then some of them will do the voices.
Yes.
And then sometimes it's not what you want to listen to.
That is so true.
it's always
I've
good to check
never
out a
thought
few.
about that. That's really interesting. So make sure you like
Yeah, yeah.
the voice behind the book.
Yes. Check out a few. And I've definitely followed voice actors because I'm like, oh, I love how you read whatever book you're going to read. I
I'll
know I'm
listen
going to
to
like
that.
it. I'll listen to it.
Okay, this is interesting. And let me ask you a question.
Yeah,
This is getting a little off topic, but do a lot of the authors actually voice there, or do a lot of, is it 50-50?
Yeah, yes and no.
Okay.
And so sometimes it's not the best audio because
Okay.
it's not what they're used to doing. And sometimes it's so good because especially memoirs,
Yeah.
when they get into that part that's really impactful and they're choking up and you're
Because it's
choking
their-
up. Yeah,
their
because it's
life,
their
their
life.
moment, yeah.
You can hear the emotion and then,
Cool.
I'm like, oh.
I totally get it. That's me every day.
Yep. Coming to work being like, it's a book, I swear.
I need to see it. It's snowing
it's a
out.
book.
Like, please. Yeah, no, I get that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it just depends, and it
Okay.
depends on the publisher on how and what it sounds like. If they add music, if they add sounds.
Right.
Sometimes you can get a full cast, so you get different.
So
Yes,
cool.
and full casts
Okay.
are fun. So
Why have I never thought about No, it's bizarre. It's one of those things, right? Like I have listened to, I think I have Audible on my phone,
Yes,
but now
yes.
I need to go back to
You
you
need-
guys because it's
yep,
free.
it's
which,
free.
Again, free.
Yep.
Better.
So Audible, so just it's a Libby app from
Okay.
Overdrive. So hop into your app store and
Okay.
it's called Libby.
Libby.
Yep, and then
Okay.
you can get books for free, and
So
you
cool.
can. I like audiobooks for drives, or you can
Totally.
use it for exercise. Running with Kafka. You can fold laundry. Although I have gotten caught immersed in a book, like not folding the laundry.
You're just
I'm
like,
just listening.
I
And
love
I'm like,
that.
this is great. Nothing's getting done.
You're like, I'm just here. I'm present. I am trying to do this, but right
Yeah.
now I'm just listening. We're good.
Yeah, but this is really great. Like, what's going to happen next? And I'm just, teasers. Yeah.
Well, and audiobooks, when did that kind of become a thing? Because I feel like recently it's a huge, like audiobooks, podcasts, et cetera.
That's a great suggestion. They have done, studies as far as like the market is concerned, and
Right.
audiobooks are definitely the hottest market at the moment.
That's what I was thinking,
And
yeah.
so I think it's just another way for us to consume information. And so
While
while we're doing multitasking, doing other things,
Yeah.
driving, and some parents, they're like, well, it's, they're trying to get their kids to read.
Right.
And so they want to steer clear of audiobooks, but your brain is doing the same thing. So it is okay to listen to an audiobook.
Okay.
I mean, I'm still advocating for both.
Right.
But it is okay if that is what the child prefers or what you prefer. Your brain is still doing the same amount of work to listen
Okay.
so that you're absorbing the story, understanding the themes, the characters, their narration.
Okay.
So your brain's still working.
Wait, that's so good to know because honestly, when you said that, the first reaction that I was thinking of is like, oh my goodness, like if you're learning to read and you're listening, that's going to take away from the fundamentals, but you're telling Yeah, that it's the same. That's so cool.
And it's not cheating. And so with
no, totally. That's what I was thinking.
Not cheating. And especially for early readers, is like audiobooks can tackle large vocabulary and introduce them to new words and sentence structures that they're not ready to read yet. And so you're prepping them with those skill sets so that when they get to that point,
they're able to. So in some ways, it's really empowering and it's important.
Yeah,
that is great to know. Tegan, every time. So for these audio, I'm serious. I'm like, you are the library. So with the audiobooks, where can we go one more time?
Yep, evld.org.
Okay.
And we have our ebooks and our e-audiobooks, e-magazines too. If you just want to flip through a magazine, because you know I come across people like I don't read books, I read magazines. We got those too.
Dude, I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah. So we have digital magazines. So
I'm excited.
Yep. So what's nice about our digital magazines is that you can also get back issues.
Okay.
So if you and some of the digital magazines, which I really appreciate, and I think Outside Magazine is one of them, is they have the built-in links.
Okay.
And so as you're going along, you're like, oh, I want to learn more. Boop, link.
Tegan,
get lost.
as always, thank you for everything.
Thank
I'm just so
you.
happy because every time I talk to you, I'm like, I'll see you next Friday.
Yeah.
But thank you so much. I keep it right here. We have more Good Morning Vail to come.
Good morning, Vail.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
TV8 te brinda la mejor programación en español todos los días. Sintoniza Conexión Latina los lunes, miércoles y viernes a las 7 de la tarde con repeticiones los fines de semana. Además, te presentamos nuestro nuevo programa Sabores y Creaciones, donde hemos juntado tus recetas y manualidades favoritas en un solo lugar los martes y jueves a las 7 de la tarde. Y por último, disfruta de Daily Flash Latino con noticias y entretenimiento en tendencia los sábados a las 7 de la tarde. Te esperamos por el canal 92 de Comcast, nuestra página de Facebook TV8 Conexión Latina, nuestro canal de YouTube TV8 Vail Good Morning Vail o nuestra página web tv8vail.com.
Well, Archer and I are going to get headed on further down the trail, but I hope you'll catch up with us a little bit later. Hi, I'm Ben Roof, and I'm one of the new hosts here at TV8. I'm so excited to share all of my explorations throughout the Vail Valley with my dog Archer, where we'll be taking you to hiking trails, biking trails, maybe we'll go rafting, fishing, or whatever else we can come up with. I'm so excited to share all of that with you in my new segment, Outdoor Adventures. Don't forget to catch up with us every day right here at TV8 Vail or at tv8vail.com because there's always more for you on 92.
Join us on board the Leadville Railroad Winter Express. Stay cozy in our heated lounge cars. Marvel at the stunning winter landscape. Sip delicious hot chocolate. Don't forget to check out our new specials. Book today at leadvillerailroad.com.
Good morning, Vail.
I love a good book to movie adaptation, and I had a conversation with Karen Kingsbury about her novel that turned into a movie, Someone Like You, as well as 2 of the stars of the cast. It is now in theaters, so let's take a look at that conversation.
Good morning, Vail.
Now, I love a good romance novel, and I'm a big fan of our next guest. Karen Kingsbury is joining us today to talk about her brand new novel adaptation of the movie Someone Like You. I've also got the stars of the cast joining me as well. I've got Sarah Fisher and Jake Allen. How is everybody this morning?
We are great.
Great, thank you.
Great to see you. Sarah, great to see you as well. You know, we have a connection with my brother, Greg Perot, but so exciting to chat with you about this new project. So, Karen, let's dive in. Tell us about Someone Like You. What is the premise? And tell us about the project.
Well, it's about a young architect who is in love with his best friend, but she only feels friendship toward him. And then something tragic happens, and this young man loses her. He then goes on a search to find out about this leftover embryo that the parents tell him about. And it could be a brother or sister. He doesn't know. He just wants to kind of connect with London again. And instead he finds a girl who is the twin who never knew she was adopted as an embryo. And this kind of puts them both into a season of really their darkest seasons, you know, of loss and of confusion and betrayal. And in that time, they never meant to fall in love, but you know, that's how it goes with the romance.
It's true. And I love your books and your novels, so I'm so excited to see this in the film capacity. So why Someone Like You? Why was this the first film with Karen Kingsbury Productions?
Well, in order for it to be on the big screen, it has to be beautiful. It had to have big cinematography. And we've got lakes, we've got jet skis, we have hiking scenes. I mean, just feel like every shot is so beautiful. And then also the high concept of embryo adoption was something that was, you know, I thought that people would be like interested in. And beyond that, I mean, I've got the 2 greatest actors right here with me, like Jake Allen and Sarah Fisher are phenomenal, and people are going to fall in love with them, and they're going to want to see Someone Like You on the big screen again and again.
I can't wait to see it. So definitely anticipating opening date. So Jake, let's dive in. Your character, Dawson, it's a little bit of a complex character. So who is Dawson, and tell us all about it.
Yeah, Dawson is a young man who's lived very happy, but you know, a very small life in his hometown in Alabama, where he's pretty happy and content to live the rest of his life with his best friend and who he hopes to one day be, you know, the love of his life. And he loses her, and he is at the bottom. He is as rock bottom as it gets. But that is usually when the light comes, and he ends up going on this amazing journey once he finds out that she had a sibling. And you know, he brings her back to her hometown and starts to show this sister, you know, who her sister was. And through that process, they fall in love.
Oh, I love that. So Sarah, you play the part of twins. Talk to me about the complexity of that. You know, how did it go? And, you know, how are they different and how are they similar?
What was a really exciting challenge for me as an actor, you know, it was one of the things I was most excited about when I first auditioned for the movie. And I think there's a little sparkle that they both have. They have this little like excitement about life and love, and they both just, again, I kind of just call it the sparkle. And I think that both of them have that. But, you know, with this interview, Andy would be sitting like back up straight, very well spoken, and like London would probably have her boots up on the table. Like they're just, you know, it was a lot of paying attention to close details like that. Like how do they laugh differently? How do they show up differently? And a huge reason why it was just such an exciting thing was because Karen had just created these incredible characters to dive into. And Tyler Russell, the director, was phenomenal at helping me navigate the days where we filmed both characters, and we were diving into an Andy scene and then a London scene right after. And it was a very exciting and yeah, just an incredible challenge and journey as an actor to bring these characters to life.
Well, it's very impressive that you're able to do both. So I can't wait to see it in action. Now, Karen, this is your first film with Karen Kingsbury Productions. Talk to me about you know, the production behind it. You know, this is an individually funded film. So tell me all about it.
Yeah, so we kind of had reached this place where we had an investment that came to fruition, and we're like, well, this kind of represents our life savings. And what do we do? You're going to buy some houses, or, just kind of, I mean, you live once, you get just one life. And so my husband and I had this conversation, and he said, Karen, you need to make a movie. Like, we're going to do it. I believe in you. If we have to sell everything, this is the movie we need to make. And so we were united in that, and we pulled in the whole family to figure out a part somewhere, to be part of Crafty or be the line producer, and everyone was on board. And so it began to be just this like crazy, amazing adventure. We had pre-production in our house. Obviously, we had Sarah and Jake. We could never have even dreamed of this without them. So once we had them in place, just, filling in every other area. And this was a constant prayer of ours that God would bring the right people. And I felt like the miracle of someone like you, and how beautiful it is. And I think how well it's going to do when it opens in theaters April 2nd, everywhere, is the people that God brought to it. They're just so talented, and they're all young filmmakers out of Nashville. So we are thrilled. And if this one does as well as we think it's going to do in theaters, then we're going to be back at it.
Oh, I'm sure it'll be great. I read the book and I love the story, so it's going to be an excellent one. Now I have one last question for Jake and Sarah. What is your favorite, do you have a quick favorite story that you can share with us during the filming process? Jake, we'll start with you.
I will start with a scene that I was struggling with, and I stepped outside to kind of gather myself a little bit, and out of nowhere, a lady walks up and taps me on the shoulder and just said, "What's going on? What are you guys doing?" I said, "We're making a movie." She not only knew about Karen, but was a huge fan of Karen Kingsbury's books, and she could tell that I was struggling, and she just prayed for me, and then just walked away. I'm pretty sure she just floated up into heaven, but just gave me such confidence and such peace to have that kind of support. And that's like one of 20 stories like that happened throughout the filming. So that was a special day for me.
Yeah, that's great. And Sarah, what about you?
One of the scenes I loved was there's a scene in the movie where Andy pushes Dawson into the lake. And I had spoken with everybody and I said, I think I have to get into the water. And they were all so sweet and being like, it's going to be cold. We didn't think the actor would probably want to go in. And I was like, no, I have to go in. I'm pretty sure I have to go in. And we all talked about it, and everyone kind of worked around and made it work and made it happen, because we had all these hair changes after getting into the water, of course. But it just became a really magical, beautiful moment. The water was freezing. And if any picture you see of us outside of the water after we did that scene, we just had really big smiles on our faces because it was just really fun. And being someone who loves watching romantic movies, those are the kind of scenes I'm so hungry for, because you just kind of lose yourself in it with them. And it was a really fun, exciting moment, and something on screen that I just think translated so beautifully.
Oh, I cannot wait to see it. So April 2nd. Karen, where can we go for more information to follow your journey with Karen Kingsbury Productions and also Someone Like You?
Well, it's really someonelikeYou.movie. And we also have a Share the Hope program where if people can't afford a ticket, then they can get a ticket for free or buy one for a stranger, because we think that the hope in this love story, and everyone's going to see it starting April 2nd and nationwide, that this hope is something everyone should experience no matter what. So someonelikeYou.movie.
Wonderful. Well, Karen and Jake, great to meet you. And Sarah, good to see you as well. Excited for you. Congratulations on opening weekend. So very great to have you here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Now stay tuned. We've got the cast of Battle Mountain High School's Chicago, the high school version, up next. So we'll be right back after this.
Good morning, Vail.
It's the fastest half hour in television. Toyota's Race Week takes you inside the high-speed world of NASCAR. Go behind the scenes for a look into the high adrenaline world of motorsports and hear from your favorite drivers as they discuss the drive to a championship. If you love NASCAR, you won't want to miss Toyota's Race Week.
America was built on a love for the outdoors. We are a nation of sportsmen, blessed with magnificent natural resources. With broad interests across water and field, we are united in our devotion to nature and conservation. Join us every week for the best shows celebrating the outdoor lifestyle. Outdoor America. Live free.
Join us on board the Leadville Railroad Winter Express. Stay cozy in our heated lounge cars. Marvel at the stunning winter landscape. Sip delicious hot chocolate. Don't forget to check out our new specials. Book today at leadvillerailroad.com.
When you're in Vail, you're in vacation mode, and you need a flexible home tour experience that fits into your schedule. We've transformed how you view and buy homes in the Vail Valley. With immersive, cutting-edge technology, you can explore properties 10 times faster. In our lounge, we guide you through this digital world on a 16-foot screen where you can imagine your next home in comparison to your favorite recreational spots. Say goodbye to multi-day home tours and hello to a quick stop between your other plans. That's the power of the Immersion Theater.
I'm Amy Goodman, host of Democracy Now! Our independent news hour offers diverse perspectives and unique opinions, often unheard in the mainstream media, live as the news unfolds. Tune in for Democracy Now!, the War and Peace Report, weekday mornings at 9 and evenings at 6 on TV8 Vail, Comcast Xfinity Channel 92. There's more for you on Channel 92.
Good morning, Vail.
Now we're in the first week of April, but I'm so excited for the second week of April because my brother has a brand new TV series dropping on the Cowboy Way channel on April 7th. I had a conversation with Greg Perot, so let's take a look at all things acting and his character and the new show.
Good morning, Vail.
Now, our next guest has impersonated me as a news anchor on TV and on film, but joining me, he also shares my last name. I've got my brother and the actor Greg Perot joining me here on the couch. Greg, how are you?
I'm good. How cool is this?
It's pretty fun. I love having you here. So you've been a reporter before on TV and on movies, but excited to have you here. So you're an actor. Tell me about your life.
I am an actor, Kimberly.
I already know about his life, but tell our fans
First
about
of
your
all, how
life.
cool is this? Like, I am sitting on your show talking about my show.
I
Isn't that
know.
awesome?
It's kind of weird.
That's cool.
It's great. So you've got a new show coming out, but before we get into that, let's talk about acting. Tell me, how did you get into it? What do you love about it?
Wow. Okay. So, long story short, how I got into it is our mother convinced me to do
Our momager.
momager, a musical theater when I was like, I think 15. Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then I heard about a friend who did
You
extra.
could drive. You had your license.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I heard about a friend who did extra work, and I saw all the cameras and the lights, and I just thought it was amazing. So that's why I got into film. Moved to California, and yeah, been pursuing it ever since.
You're in LA, so you've been pursuing it for a long time. We've seen the ups and downs of it. So as an actor, what's been the highlight so far? What has been the hardest part of it? Have you ever wanted to quit?
All the time. No, I'm just kidding. It's a difficult industry to pursue. I mean, you audition all the time, and your heart goes out to wanting to be a part of these productions and these roles. But a lot of the times, people don't get to see the work we put into our auditions, and then we never hear back. So it's a very challenging industry to be a part of. But it's a long game. And I always say, if you stay at it, you keep working at it, then eventually it just gets to be your turn. And so fortunately, I never quit, and I have had some very cool opportunities so far. And And yeah.
You really are. So the one opportunity that we're really excited to talk about today is your new show called Blue Ridge. It's a brand new series based off of a movie that was released in 2020. Tell me about Blue Ridge. Tell me about the character.
Yeah, Blue Ridge. I'm super excited for this one. It's based off the movie. It was starring Jonathan Sheck, and then it's created by Gary Wheeler. They decided to do a television series. It's a really cool action drama. Think like CSI meets Yellowstone. Okay. But the cool part is it's family friendly. So you get to enjoy it with your kids, and everybody can really watch it. And I'm really proud to be a part of a project like that. So
who's your character?
I play RP. I am a deputy to the sheriff. So it's really fun. My character, he has an interesting perspective because he's from the town of Blue Ridge versus the rest of the department is not. So I have this cool relationship with the locals, but yet I have to be loyal to the law. And so it's kind of fun conflict that arises.
It's true. Well, cool. I got to go on set with you in April and watched you film, and I think it was a really fun scene because you were chasing a bad guy who jumped out of a window, and you're like running after him with a gun. I loved watching it. It was so fun. Yeah. So when does the series drop? Tell me about it.
April 7th, and everybody can go to thecowboywaychannel.com to find out some more information about it. So that's great.
And then obviously we can follow you along on your Instagram and other things as well. So acting, I want to know, if you had if you had one piece of advice to give to anybody that wants to get into the field of acting, what would it be?
Ooh, that's a really good question. Think long term.
Yeah.
Definitely think long term. And I would say too, it's very important to have a job that you're passionate about that can support your dream. Because, acting, you can be working nonstop, and then out of nowhere, you're not working for 6 months or a year. So you still need to work, right? And I think a lot of people burn out sometimes by taking on these jobs that they don't enjoy to support their dreams. So new actors, I always tell them, obviously get in class, just get as involved as possible. Go to local schools and do independent films and do workshops, but make sure and have that job that you still love that can be flexible and support your dream. That way you can stay in the game long term, because that's what I believe it takes.
Well, that's true, and especially for you as an actor, you had COVID that hit, and then you had the actor's strike and the writer's strike. So what did you do in the off term, or the off season, I guess you could call it?
I love cameras. I love being on the other side of it as well. So I do photography, I do videography. So that is kind of my passion in how I work when I'm not on set working. So that's what I do.
Yeah, so photography, videography, it doesn't have to be creative. You actually do a lot in the corporate side, and for weddings.
It's still creative. It's still creative. Come on.
Sense,
lighting angles.
People don't think about. I think as an average person, you don't necessarily think about that side of it, but it is. You've got to think of it, and the work that you do and the editing that you do is really great too.
Yeah, because my dream someday is to own my own production company for film and television as well. So, but acting is already the passion. It's the dream. So you have to focus. You have to apply your energy, and that's what I'm doing right now. And I'm just so stoked that I've had the opportunities that I had. I've been able to work with Charlie Sheen and Mandy Moore, and a really cool, just very quick story is I got to work on Walking Dead one time, and that was so trippy because I've watched that show for many, many years, and then all of a sudden, you're lying on the ground and you hear the walkers coming by, they're like, "Wah." It's such a trippy feeling. So that was a lot of fun.
I mean, I've been watching you audition for that show for years, and to this day, you made the final.
I got
episode?
The last season.
The final season. He's on
one
the show.
episode, but I got him there.
I get so many texts from friends that say, "Hey, did I just watch your brother die on The Walking Dead?" Yes, you did.
I'm a professional dyer. Luckily, not in Blue Ridge. Gary, please just don't make that happen.
But you've done some really cool things. So, what's been your favorite project, or what's your favorite part about being on set?
Favorite project, it's really hard to say. I had so much fun working on Left Behind, Rise of the Antichrist that came out. We grew up on the books, Dad had all the books, so that was very surreal for that to become a reality. Got to work with Kevin Sorbo. That guy's a beast. He's just awesome. Very cool director and good actor as well. That was a cool experience. Like I said, Walking Dead, that was such an awesome experience. I don't know, they each have their unique perspective. I mean, that's what I love about acting, is you get to take on all these different roles and characters and scenarios and just really dive into them. So,
well, speaking of dying, you worked with Neil McDonough on The Warrant and Left Behind, and we actually interviewed him a few months ago.
Oh yeah, that's so awesome.
Yeah, and he gave you a shout out.
He's the man. Okay, that guy is such a pro. Just talk about working with actors. You get to learn from people and just being across from him, he just walks onto set. His energy is just prepared, professional, and it's just really cool to see somebody like that and just take from them and learn from them. So
That's great.
cool. Yeah.
So Blue Ridge, do you have a favorite moment from filming?
Oh man, everything was awesome. It was like being on set was like being with a family. I mean, this is my first series regular on a show, so it was a really cool aspect to not only come and be a guest on a set, but be a part of the whole production process. And so it's hard to say a favorite moment because just getting to know everybody, just everything from hair and makeup and just chilling with everybody on set there, and then going and actually doing and preparing your scenes. And I don't know, I don't have a favorite moment. The whole thing was just my favorite moment. So.
How do you prepare for your scenes? I know, I've seen it. I got to see your trailer with you and watch you do it.
I won't go into too much detail because I don't want to bore everybody, but I have a few different processes that I've learned over the years. I'll just go for memorizing lines, for example. I have a little process that I call the 10-10-10. And depending,
I've tried it.
Yeah, depending on the size of the role, sometimes it's 20-20-20. But basically what I do is I read it through very slowly, imagine the world, the stage direction, all the lines, everything. And then I say each line 10 times differently. So that way it doesn't become robotic because you don't want that to happen. And then lastly, I'll run it 10 lines. Now that's just the memorization part. There's a lot more that goes into preparing for a scene mentally because acting's just a focus. You have to achieve the world around you and forget about all the cameras and the lights and just kind of be here present in the moment.
That's true. So RP, so you had to kind of create who you thought he was. And so what do you do that? Like, I mean, you've always been great at imagining magic worlds when we were kids. So like, what do you do?
You know, it's cool. It's a growing process. I mean, to start, I work through a whole series of questions. You know, I try to get to know RP and who he is. And if I don't have an immediate answer from the script, then I create that world. So everything, backstory going from as early as middle school, you know, up until the current moment. What did he do when he was younger? Who was his relationships? What molded him? What's his faith? You know, what's his worldview? Because these help answer a lot of questions. But the cool part is you get to grow and the character gets to grow. And you might see this sometimes in television shows where you see actors really sink into their roles, which is very fun. So there's a lot of questions that are still being answered, but yeah, that's the exciting part.
I know, I think it's fun when I've asked you at times, you know, what's your method of acting? And you're like, you just do it. You just be. And it's true.
I think I'm a little more involved in
No,
that.
you are. No, I mean,
Yeah, I just show up and, you know.
I mean, kind of like today, he just showed up. I'm just kidding. But Greg, where can we go to follow you on Blue Ridge, to follow RP, and all the other projects that you're working on?
Yeah, you go to thecowboywaychannel.com. There's a lot of different streaming options on there, so that's the easiest way. Just go to thecowboywaychannel.com. You get all the information there. My Instagram handle is Greg Perot, spelled just like her last name, P-E-R-R-O-W. Yep.
And that's it.
Yeah.
You've got the dynamic duo siblings.
Wait, are we out of time?
We are. We've got time for
Real
one last
quickly, Kim,
question.
how did you get into hosting?
Oh my goodness, so many different ways, but really it's because our wonderful, fearful leader, Danielle, took a chance on me, and I am loving being here at TV.
Well, you do such an awesome job. Thank you for having me. This is cool.
He just did my rap for me. So just like you said, we're done. So Greg Perot, ladies and gentlemen, great to have my brother here on the couch, and we'll be right back after this.
Good morning, Vail.
Eyepieces of Vail has been a fixture in the Vail community for over 30 years. From designer frames and sunglasses to high-performance sports frames, prescription goggles, and in-demand accessories like helmets, goggle lenses, and foldable reading glasses, our inventory raises the optical bar. Visit one of our 7 locations today and see why generations of loyal customers return time after time for our unmatched service and inventory. Eyepieces, the art of vision.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
When people think of world-class destinations, they're drawn to a place that provides opportunities for fine dining, shopping, superior lodging, exciting events, and unparalleled outdoor activities. Park City, Utah, and Vail, Colorado are renowned destinations for travelers and extraordinary homes for residents. Feature your exceptional products and services in these two luxury communities. Advertise with Park City Television and TV8 Vail. Contact us today.
For fun and adventure, join me on Elizabeth Stanton's Great Big World. Find out where I'll be going next and which celebrities I'll be bringing along with me. I'll show you amazing destinations with lots to explore, and you'll get to know my celebrity guests the way they really are, up close and personal. We'll travel the world, experience new cultures, and together, try to make a difference. I'm Elizabeth Stanton, saying the world's a big place, and I'm going to show it to you.
You're watching K34QB, Vail, Colorado.
Good morning and welcome to the 8 o'clock hour here on Good Morning Vail on this Thursday morning edition. We get into the kitchen and we make a crispy carrot recipe plus a dip to go with it, as well as eyepieces of Vail, and then all about the life of a professional poker player, Alex Livingston. So buckle up, let's get started with hour 2. It starts right now.
Get up, get ready to start your day. The mountains are calling you out to play. Come on, we'll make you feel right at home. Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail. Good morning, Vail.
Hi, it's Max from TV8 Vail. We want to invite you all to the Wacky Winter Reading Program. It's open to all ages. All you have to do is read 10 books or 1,000 pages. For more information, go on our website, tv8vail.com. And thank you to our sponsor, the Eagle Valley Library District.
Think Big features top kid inventors who face off against each other to see who can come up with the most innovative and creative invention. In Think Big, kids acquire and showcase their skills in creativity, science, marketing, design, and don't forget, teamwork. Check your local listings and watch the world's most innovative kids. They create and invent new toys, games, websites, and new modes of transportation. Tune in to Think Big.
America was built on a love for the outdoors. We are a nation of sportsmen, blessed with magnificent natural resources. With broad interests across water and field, we are united in our devotion to nature and conservation. Join us every week for the best shows celebrating the outdoor lifestyle. Outdoor America. Live free.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Hi, I'm Gretchen Pleshaw, host of TV8 Vail. From fashion to food, from film to festivals, experience a unique look at the boutiques, spas, restaurants, and venues that make the Valley so special. Join me for Glitz and Glam. Find it in Good Morning Vail or at our website at tv8vail.com. I can't wait for our next adventure.
Dog Tales is America's premier dog lovers magazine show. This series is all about dogs and the people who love them. Featuring dogs of all sizes, shapes, and breeds, keeping you up to date with all the latest news from the dog world. Sit back and enjoy a fun program for the whole family. Check your local listings and tune in to Dog Tales. TV8, there's more for you on 92. Serving the local community 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Good morning, Vail.
You know, carrots make your eyes and your vision better, your hair shine, and much more. It is National Carrot Day, so Kevin and I got into the kitchen earlier this year and made Parmesan crispy carrots. Let's take a look at that recipe. Guess where we are? In the kitchen.
In the kitchen, once again.
In the kitchen, once again.
It's like from yesterday, kind of a replay.
You know,
Deja vu.
I know, is that happening or what?
Deja carrot and tzatziki.
It's true. We made a delicious tzatziki sauce yesterday, but this makes a great dip for what we are about to show you. And, you know, I love a good chips and dip, but I usually like the chips just to taste the dip. But this one is a great way. We're going to do carrots, which is a little bit
very tasty,
very
and it's going to go good with the tzatziki sauce.
It really is. It's a little bit more savory. So we're doing a crispy Parmesan and carrot.
Okay.
Very easy. It should take you about 5 minutes in total to make once everything has been prepped. But it's very simple. You have 5 different spices. So we've got onion powder, garlic powder. We've got some organic chili powder. We've got paprika and then Italian herb seasoning, as well as olive oil, because you always need something to coat everything in.
Yeah.
And then from there, we have some Parmesan and carrots, and that is it. It's so simple.
Well, let me start grating some Parmesan and getting the carrots prepped.
Absolutely. So you want to separate your Parmesan. If you're doing about a pound of carrots, which we're going to do a little bit less than that today just to demonstrate, but you need about a cup of Parmesan cheese. 1/4 of that will be used in our spice and olive oil mixture, and then the other 3/4 of it we'll be using to coat the bottom of our carrots. So it's going to be a fun one.
It is going to be a fun. We talked yesterday about some fun snacks and dips for the big game that may be coming up.
Yep, or entertaining.
Or entertaining, you know, having people over, because now's the time. If you live in the Valley, you've got a lot of visitors this time of year.
That is the truth. You know, I have a Google Calendar that I share with my friends and family on who can come visit. But we're going to go ahead and get started. So we need about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. So I'll go ahead and measure that out here. We're just pouring that in here. We do have some salt, but the salt is really just to taste, so it's up to you on your flavoring. So I've got my olive oil already mixed in here, and then each of the spices are equal parts. You want a heaping 1/4 or half a teaspoon of the spices. So we've got our half a teaspoon here. I'm going to not pour it, but
so
we're going to
heaping.
You know, it does not have to be perfectly flat and perfectly flush, but you know, it's really just to kind of measure, but it's up to you on what kind of flavors you like. So we're going to go ahead and start with our garlic powder, and I'm a big fan of garlic powder. I use it in almost everything that I make.
Fresh garlic. We had fresh garlic out yesterday.
We had fresh garlic out yesterday.
The aroma
now we're
was
going to add
amazing.
the onion powder. Parmesan looks great, Kevin.
Oh,
it looks
thank
so
you.
good. And then you're going to go ahead and get those carrots sliced. So I'm adding in the onion powder now. I'll just put these aside here. And then the chili powder, so just about the same. So garlic powder, onion powder. You can smell just the blending of the spices. And now we're adding in this chili powder. Looking great. You can just see all the spices there. Paprika is up next.
You got a party in that olive oil. Look at that.
It's a party. Lots of different colors. You've got the different shades, the red from the chili powder and more of the auburn from the paprika. I'd like to say if I had a spice that defined me, it would be paprika. Some people say ginger, but I'm not quite that redheaded. You know,
a little salty, a little salty.
Little salty. So we're going to go ahead and add in, this is my favorite part, and I think kind of a secret ingredient, Italian herb seasoning. So nice heaping teaspoon there. We've got all of the herbs mixed in.
Okay.
And then I'm going to throw in, we're going to do a little bit about a fourth of a cup of Parmesan to mix that all in there. Whoops.
Okay.
As I'm knocking
Put that
things
anywhere.
over
Just
here.
Put that there.
We'll just,
I get it.
Yep.
I got that one.
So you just kind of sprinkle that in there if you want
Okay.
to do. Looks great to me.
How's that?
It looks perfect.
Yeah.
So we're going to go ahead and just stir up this mix. And you can see there it's kind of adding that. And I'm going to add a little bit more olive oil into it just because I like to lightly coat mine. I don't need it to be fully coated in this.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're adding
Light
that, lightly coating it. So there we go. So there is the coating of our
smells
carrots.
amazing, by the way.
It really does.
Yeah.
You never would have thought to mix the paprika, the onion powder, the garlic powder. So then what we're going to do is take the carrots and we're going to throw them in here and just drudge them around.
Throw them, or can I just lay them in there?
You know, you can. You want a basketball shoe?
Yeah, there we go.
There we go. So we're going to do that. And then what we're going to do here is we're actually going, or we can actually do it on our plate since we already have Parmesan on the plate.
Yeah.
But you're going to spread it out and we're going to actually just dip the bottom of these carrots in onto the plate so that they have a nice little coating
We'll do it
on
there,
the
and then
bottom.
we'll bake in this one.
And
How
then
about
we'll
that?
bake. There we go.
How's that sound? So
Sounds good to
spread
me.
it
So
out.
you got that nice and spread out and just kind of dredge these and
Okay.
see where they go.
Oh, look at that.
You know, it's different. You would have not thought about it, but there's something about the sweetness of a baked carrot, you know, and it kind of makes it a little bit softer, and the crispiness of the Parmesan when you pull it out of the oven. So looks pretty good to me. So what we're going to do, you're going to take the flat side down. So cut what you did, Kevin, if you want to explain how you cut these.
I cut them lengthwise.
Okay.
That's a very technical term.
Lengthwise.
Culinary. I learned that in culinary school.
You know,
So
we're professionally trained here. We really are.
So you just take the ends off.
Yeah, you just take the ends off.
And you're very careful because they are round, so you got to get that flat spot on it, and you just cut it lengthwise.
And that's it. So these are medium-sized carrots, and that's the best way to do it. You can do it either, I would say this is a great length, you know, it's a great snackable size, and looks good to me. So you just,
do you put it down?
you just put it Parmesan cheese side down.
Okay.
That is it.
Look at that.
And then you just keep on dipping, and
I'm a fast learner. I'm going places.
you really are. You know, I think you have a hidden skill.
I
and
do.
You don't tell anybody about
Don't tell
your
anybody.
kitchen expertise.
Yeah.
But yeah, you just dip it just like that. And you can get it as coated as you want to or as not. I like to lightly coat the carrots in the mixture here and then try to get as much Parmesan on the bottom as possible because there's a little bit of a, once they're baked, a juxtaposition of soft and sweet to the salty and crispy Parmesan on the bottom. It's quite delicious.
It smells incredible.
Yeah.
So I can't wait to try
You
this.
are an expert.
Yeah, I know. Got this. I've
in
got
the
it.
dredging and
I've
the
got
dipping,
this.
Kevin. I'm very impressed.
Very focused right now.
You are. And you know what? Another
Hard
fun
for me
thing.
to talk and dredge.
Well, then I'll keep talking. We'll just make it easy for you. So one of the things that I love about this recipe, now carrots to me, I think I like the, as I mentioned, the contrast of the sweetness of the carrot and the saltiness of the Parmesan, but you can do this with any other kind of vegetable that you really want to. You can do it with a zucchini if you want. It would just cook a little bit less time in the oven, but typically you want your oven to be heated to 425.
Okay.
And then once it is preheated, you pop these in the oven and they should cook for about 20 to 25 minutes, but it's really up to you on your desired crispiness and how soft you want the carrots to be.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, we've got some that have been baking.
We do.
So I'm going to pull those out.
Now we went a little bit mini on this next round, and I like them very crispy, so we made these a bit crispy. And we did make a delicious tzatziki dip yesterday. Looks
hot.
good. So you can tell they are just nice and crispy. I'm gonna go ahead and try it. Whew, toasty.
It's hot.
It is very hot.
I told you.
Here we go. Whew, a little bit too hot for my fingers, but I'm gonna try it out here, and I'm just gonna dip it into this tzatziki sauce.
How's it? Yeah,
great.
that facial expression says it all. Yummy.
Definitely one of my favorites, and especially toasty on the fingers there. But it's a great alternative to chips or any sort of French fry. You're not frying it, but it gives you the crispiness of a French fry. It's quite delicious.
That's perfect.
Yeah, great little snack, and your friends will think you're very fancy if you're making this at home. So these are crispy Parmesan carrots with a tzatziki sauce and dip. Quite delicious.
Quite delicious and healthy.
And healthy. We nailed it in the kitchen. So if you want the recipe, make sure you reach out to us on our social media, and we'd be happy to share it, but we'll be right back after this.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome aboard! Bobby Laurie and Nikki Noya have your ticket to everything you need for an on-the-go lifestyle. Grab your boarding pass. It's time to jet set.
Hello, I'm Shervin Rezai here with Chenna Garden in Avon, Colorado. My hobbies are obviously skiing. I've been skiing since I was 3 years old. In addition to that, music's always been my first passion, and you can see that alive and well at Chenna Garden with our little record nook, where we have over 300 records, and we'll continue to grow that collection and play vinyl records for you while you enjoy your cuisine. Chenna Garden is Avon's oldest running restaurant. We've been open since 1988 when my mother set up shop and wanted to begin offering Avon, Colorado the best quality Chinese food that we could get. And I started working in the restaurant when I was 8 years old as a dishwasher making $1 a day. And then one of the servers, pushed by my dad, told me I should ask for a raise, and then I got $5 a day, but then I had to put all $25 at the end of the week into a savings account, which actually helped me out in college. So after college, I went out to New York for law school, and I spent 15 years out in New York City practicing law and working in-house, which exposed me to a lot of restaurants all over the world, all over the country. And after getting exposure like that, I realized that we have this beautiful restaurant here that has so much potential. So in the fall of 2023, we came back, remodeled, and tried to get this back to give that special feel that I've known all my life here. We've been offering a lot of new cuisines, including German cuisine with our good family friend Gunther Schmidt, who's been serving up authentic German cuisine in the Valley for many, many decades. Why not? This is America. We can serve German food in a Chinese restaurant, and we just let it try. And after a year of it, it's been building up some success, and we're just having a lot of fun just seeing the look of bewilderment on every customer when they're like, how am I getting German food in a Chinese restaurant that's this good at this quality? Chenna Garden is really all about that community, and that first starts with the local community. We always try to take care of all of us who are working hard, grinding it, so that we can also enjoy what this valley has to offer. And through that, we get a nice mix of word of mouth, tourists who come in. We're looking for something a little more authentic and that has a history with the valley. I'm a proud member of the Avon Vail Valley community, lifelong member as I was born here, and I hope you come out and see us here at Chenna Garden. We're open every day, 4 to 9, any day the mountain's open. Cheers.
Good morning, Vail.
Now, a good crispy carrot also deserves a good dip with it. Let's take a look at this next recipe, so how you can have the perfect pairing. like I said, Gretchen and I are in the kitchen. We are hanging out. It is a girls' morning on this Monday morning
I love
edition
it.
of Good Morning Vail. But speaking of, there are lots of things that we like to call girl dinner and snacks and all of the fun
it's
stuff.
girl snack.
It is. So we are in the kitchen and we are making hummus, which is, this is, in my opinion, better than store-bought. 100%.
And I'll be honest with you, so I was vegetarian for
Mm-hmm.
10 years, and hummus is one of my go-tos still to date. Like, I love hummus, so I'm really stoked, and I thought it was a lot harder than it is. So
It's great. So we've got all kinds of things to snack with it, but we'll talk about that in a second. But the trick to hummus is the layering and how you put the ingredients in, and that makes it all lighter and more fluffy and all of that.
Because you don't want it heavy or runny. Or
You don't, and it can be very thick. So you actually start with your tahini and lemon juice.
Okay.
So that's the basis. So what we're going to do is we're going to do 1/4 of a cup of tahini. So we've got a measuring cup and we're going to put about 1/4 of the cup of the tahini in there, and then also the lemon juice. So we can just dump the lemon juice into our blender right here. Smells delicious.
Yeah,
so
it
this
really
is
does.
freshly squeezed. It's about a half a lemon, and it's okay that the seeds are in there because it's going to be blended up.
Okay.
And then we're putting 1/4 of a cup of the tahini. Now, the trick with the tahini is
Yes.
to make sure that it's well stirred, which you were doing it before the commercial break.
Yes.
We are crushing it.
Well, and you're right, because it was kind of layered. The liquid was on the top, so, and it's a better consistency
And
now.
tahini is, it's great. That's what gives it a little bit of that sesame flavor.
I love the smell, too. Is that weird? I love how it smells.
It's great. So we're going to just go ahead and add a little bit in here. I'd say we're just going to scoop it straight in, right? Just like that. We're going to put one more spoonful in. So that's about 1/4. And now, Gretchen, what you can do for me is we've got the garlic cloves.
Yep.
That's also a really good one. So that's about 1/4 of a cup of tahini there,
Ooh,
right?
That's intense for this morning.
It is. It's a great
That
way.
woke me up.
Great way to get started here. So we've got the tahini in here. We're going to hang on to the garlic first.
And now, Kim, is this, how many garlic cloves is this?
That is one. So
Okay.
you're just going to dice it up and get this. This is always the fun part. I love putting the lid on this. So the trick to this is blending this for an amount of time. So we're going to blend it for about 45 seconds here. So all you have to do is start, let it go. Perfect. It's just going to blend it and whip it and cream the tahini and the lemon juice.
But it's important to do this before we put, okay.
Yes. So we're letting it blend, right now we're about 20 seconds or so.
I love it.
Keep it going.
I'm just shocked how easy this is. I truly thought that making hummus would be very hard.
It's really not.
Yeah.
It's really not.
But that
So-
teaches you, you just have to read and do it.
Yep. So it looks good there. We're just going to scrape it down a little bit more. Yep. You can smell. Can you smell the
Oh,
nuttiness
yeah.
of the sesame?
I love it.
Right. All right.
I
We've
can
got,
smell the garlic. Woo.
we're getting ready to throw all of that in here too. So we've got what you can also do for me.
Yes.
2 tablespoons
Okay.
of the olive oil.
Perfect.
Yep. So we're going to put 2 of those into here. And
Does it matter what kind of olive oil we use?
It really
for
doesn't.
this? Okay.
I like to do organic olive oil.
Perfect.
I love. There we go. I'll go ahead and throw that in there. I love to do California olive oil. That's a favorite one of mine.
Okay, but
Yeah.
it truly doesn't matter. It's kind of
true.
up to your
Perfect. We'll throw in the garlic next.
discretion.
Discretion.
All right, the garlic. Woo, that is
Yeah,
intense.
It is strong. We can smell it, but I tell you what, it's going to make this quite delicious. And then we're going to add a little bit of cumin.
Okay.
Which we've got here. So with that cumin, you're going to do about a half a teaspoon.
Okay.
So, yep, super easy on these measurements. We'll do a half a teaspoon there. No pressure.
I know, I got it. I got you.
You're crushing it.
I know, for the woman
And you
that
can
does not
honestly just
cook.
kind of-
Okay.
Yes, sparkle.
Look like this.
Look at you. You're doing a
I'm
great job,
learning.
Gretchen.
I'm learning. Thank you.
I'm telling you, like
Maybe
this
a
is
little
a
bit
great,
more.
like a great party trick to bring.
Yes.
Either to have it at home because now you know all the ingredients that you're putting in.
I'll be honest,
That
I would
looks
feel
great.
so good coming in and being like, oh, I have my own hummus that I made.
Oh, and then the best part is like this is a great base layer, so then you can add your own flavor
Right,
to it.
yes.
So we're gonna blend it again, and you just kind of keep blending and layering.
Just- okay.
Yeah. So
Easy enough.
we're letting it go.
I love that. I'm genuinely excited because listen, when I see my friends and family and I'm like, oh, I made my own hummus, they're gonna be like, the girl has finally gotten it together. She has made it
She
in life.
has made it
She
in
can
life.
do her own hummus.
Right. Okay. Great. We're gonna put a little bit of salt. So I
Okay.
like to use on this salt. It's got 3 different options to pour it.
Right.
I like to use the big 3 circles of it.
Okay.
so we'll just add some salt in there.
Should I do it?
I'll just tell you when.
Okay.
All right, so that's perfect. Great. No, that's exactly right. That's exactly right.
You said the big option. I went with the
You
big
went with
option.
the big option, and that's okay because we can always add more to it. Totally fine. You're right.
We like it salty here at Good Morning Vail, if you haven't noticed.
It's true. So now we've got our chickpeas, and that is obviously the base of hummus. So what I did with the chickpeas is we opened a can, and then we drained the liquid out of it. And the liquid is called aquafaba.
Cool.
But because we are going to still use some of it back into the
Interesting.
hummus.
So it gives more of the flavor, and this is the consistency.
Exactly. So we're going to put just half the can into the blender now. So just go ahead and pour a little bit of a half in there. A little over, it's fine.
That's
but we do that so that it just blends equally and evenly. We're gonna blend it now.
Oh, that looks really good.
Looking great.
And it smells really good. Yeah, I like it.
All right.
I'm impressed.
And now we're going to add, we can add the rest of it in there, and then we'll add 1 more tablespoon of olive oil into the mix.
Okay, so
the rest of the chickpeas.
Perfect.
You can throw that in there. Looking great, awesome.
Perfect.
And then we'll put half a tablespoon of olive oil.
All right.
And then we're just gonna blend it. And so we'll just sit here and smile and talk because kitchen noises are loud. You're doing such a good job.
Oh, cooking, I love it.
Looks great to me.
All right. It does look really good.
Okay. Now this is the fun part. So we've got 30 seconds of straight blending. Here we go.
We use our outside voices for
outside voices.
Very loud.
It's looking great.
I wish you could smell it at home. It smells so good. It really does. You're making me hungry. I've had hummus many a day for breakfast. I love how it tastes. It's interesting. My family does not think it's good, but I love it.
I love hummus too. So if you look at it, you can kind of see the consistency. Like there's still some pieces of the chickpea in here, and that's okay.
Right.
You know, it really doesn't matter. And this is the fun part where we're going to add the aquafaba into it.
Oh,
so
awesome.
What you can do is take the tablespoon and you just dip it in there, and we're going to do 2 to 3 tablespoons of it. Or you can use cold water.
Okay.
So not warm water. You want to make sure that it's cold.
And Kim, I was going to ask you, is sometimes hummus is just very smooth, but I have had really good hummus that has the chickpeas kind of sticking out of it. Is that just whatever you like?
It's really whatever preference that you want
Okay.
to. So we've got 3 tablespoons of the aquafaba in there. Looking great. And honestly, we're just going to blend it, and then we get to
Blend
try
away.
it.
I love
blend,
this.
Try
Blend and
taste
try.
it. Looking great. I cannot believe how easy this is.
I know I've said that 8 times, but really you would think it would be a huge process, and it's not.
Yeah, looking great. And you can kind of just see right in there. The hummus is looking awesome. I'm
really
going to
is
say, I
looking
think I love the consistency of this.
Are we just going to dip it in?
We're just going to dip those veggies in there. I love to serve it with fresh veggies. I don't
Yes.
know, what's your favorite?
I love veggies and pita bread.
Pita bread,
too,
yeah.
But these crackers are amazing.
Mary's
as well.
Gone crackers are,
Yes.
are my favorite cracker.
But I do love nothing better than a carrot stick. What would you like?
I'm going with the carrot stick.
Okay, let's do
they're
it.
right here in front of me. So it's, you can just you can smell the nuttiness of the sesame. You can smell the garlic, the fresh garlic.
Oh, cheers.
Cheers.
There you go.
You can also just smell like all of the aroma. It's quite
Oh my gosh,
delicious.
it is really
Mhm.
good. I'm not even just saying that. It's
That's great.
really good. Wow.
As we sit here and chew on our carrots. Hummus is a great, easy way to entertain your guests and to wow them. So
I am going to wow everyone by making my own hummus. This is awesome.
Can't wait to share this with friends and family over the next weekend or so.
And can I have one question for you?
Sure.
So you know how there's all the different types of hummus, like the roasted
Red
pepper,
pepper.
red
Mhm.
pepper,
Mhm.
and different. Do you just add that in there?
Literally just add it in and blend it up and make sure that it's a consistency that you want.
Wow.
So,
Oh,
so easy
I'm
to add
excited.
whatever flavors that you want to into your hummus. But that being said, we're going to snack on veggies and hummus over the commercial break, and we'll be back with more after this.
Good morning, Vail.
Learn the latest in science each week and how it relates to everyday life. From space exploration to plant biology to the latest in high-tech advances. Every new scientific development is explored and explained in an understandable way. Amazing stories each week. Watch Science Now.
TV8 te brinda la mejor programación en español todos los días. Sintoniza Conexión Latina los lunes, miércoles y viernes a las 7 de la tarde con repeticiones los fines de semana. Además, te presentamos nuestro nuevo programa Sabores y Creaciones, donde hemos juntado tus recetas y manualidades favoritas en un solo lugar los martes y jueves a las 7 de la tarde. Y por último, disfruta de Daily Flash Latino, con noticias y entretenimiento en tendencia los sábados a las 7 de la tarde. Te esperamos por el canal 92 de Comcast, nuestra página de Facebook TV8 Conexión Latina, nuestro canal de YouTube TV8 Vail Good Morning Vail o nuestra página web tv8vail.com.
Hello everyone, I'm Raisa Pascal.
And I'm Andrea Jackson. Welcome to Life, Love, Shopping. Have any personal stories you can share?
Do I? Yes, I do. So even though you work for...
Some good deals, too good to miss on Flash Deals. Now check this out.
Studies show spending time outdoors can help with depression, lowering blood pressure, and overall health and happiness.
Show. We are feeling good today. Great show on the way.
Absolutely. And welcome to our show. I'm Suki.
I'm Scott.
And we are feeling good today. You know why? Because we had a great show.
When you're in Vail, you're in vacation mode, and you need a flexible home tour experience that fits into your schedule. We've transformed how you view and buy homes in the Vail Valley. With immersive, cutting-edge technology, you can explore properties 10 times faster. In our lounge, we guide you through this digital world on a 16-foot screen where you can imagine your next home in comparison to your favorite recreational spots. Say goodbye to multi-day home tours and hello to a quick stop between your other plans. That's the power of the Immersion Theater.
It's Kimberly here, and I am standing in the middle of the Goggle Bar at Eyepieces Vail with Danny Berry, Marketing Manager of Eyepieces. How are you, Danny?
I'm good. How are you, Kimberly?
I'm living my best life. I can't complain. You know, being able to stand here among all of these incredible products and eyepieces that are just winter fashion and fun and safety and all of the things. So let's get started. Tell me about what we've got here.
Yeah, so at Eyepieces, we kind of consider ourselves to provide products. Everything from the neck up is kind of our motto. So we do a lot of sunglasses, goggles, helmets. Ski fashion is something we absolutely love. It kind of brings together optical and fashion and skiing all together.
Well, you've got to have the right skis on the mountain. Yeah, you really do. And there are so many varieties and options. So you've got your traditional goggles, but you can also wear like a sun shield or sunglasses or helmet with built-in technology. So I've just been dying to talk about this item here. So let's start.
Yeah, so this one's kind of all in one. This is Cask. It's a brand we started carrying a couple years ago. It's really well known for its visor here. So it's kind of a goggle helmet combo, which people love. It is a huge lens, which is going to give you great peripheral vision. So as far as like a technical functional product, this is really great, super comfortable. It is going to have a photochromatic lens on there, which is even better. So you're not switching out lenses. It's really going to do the work for you, and the lens is going to adapt to the lighting conditions. So if it's a really sunny day, it's going to get much darker from here.
So it's tell me the word again.
Photochromatic.
Photochromatic.
Yeah.
So that is lens technology that adjusts to the light.
Correct.
Wow,
Yep.
That's fancy.
So it's like several different lenses all in one on top of a goggle. And then new this year from this company, Cask, is they have integrated their speakers so that you have audio in the little ears here, which is great. It has Bluetooth capability. So when I say all in one, I totally mean it. It literally has everything that you need to go up on the mountain. Looks really modern and sleek, super comfortable, like I said. And then a lot of times people like to wear this if they have glasses, because it just slides right over your glasses. So that is a great option as well.
This is great if you're one of those people where you're constantly looking for all of your things before you head out to the mountain.
Totally.
You've got it all in here.
Yep,
Absolutely.
exactly. So that's Cask.
Cask, great. So speaking of, you mentioned people that wear glasses. One of the things that Eyepieces offers here as well are the prescription lenses. So tell me all about that. And we've got some really incredible options here.
Yeah, so really what we're known for is our prescription services. We do total customized prescription services in your glasses, sunglasses, we can change the tint and color, and prescription goggle. So like I said, you can wear your glasses under your goggle or whatever equipment that you're wearing, but it's even better to have a prescription goggle that's all integrated. It's not going to have the fogging issue. It's not going to be uncomfortable like wearing your glasses under a goggle. We have clips that can work in kind of a universal functionality in different goggles. And we have like a completely integrated prescription goggle where there's no inserts, it's no clips, it's all in there. And we can do that all in-house at our Vail lab.
Well, that's what makes you so special. So you get functionality and fashion. And speaking of fashion, you carry all kinds of brands, and luxury brands is a big one of them. So tell me about this goggle set that we have here in front of us.
Yeah, this is a new one. This is a Tom Ford goggle. Super modern looking. We love having kind of those name brand goggles that are super fashion forward, but very functional. At the end of the day, we want to make sure that you have something that is going to help you see perfectly on the mountain, but also very stylish. So Tom Ford goggle is new for this year. We have tons of Tom Ford sunglasses and optical frames as well. And then very popular and trendy right now is a sunglass shield. Okay. You probably see it in Oakley's a lot, that big sunglass. And we love it for skiing because if you don't want a goggle, if you want to go with more of a sunglass, a larger lens is going to give you some more protection and looks beautiful.
They look great.
Yeah.
I can't wait to wear these for Opry.
So this is a Chrome Hearts sunglass shield. We love Chrome Hearts. It's a great luxury kind of niche brand that we've been carrying for a long time. And they started doing some more sport pieces. And so this is one of them. It's actually designed for biking. Okay. The designers wanted something that's more functional, and so they designed this, and it works perfectly for skiing. We love it. So all those sport shields are super, super trendy right now.
You would look at it, and you wouldn't think that it's designed for biking because it looks so fashion forward, with the little details and all of that. Yeah. So speaking of this brand, the Chrome Hearts. Yeah. So it's your 40th anniversary.
It is.
And you are doing a special collaboration with them as well. Tell me about that.
Yeah. So this winter we're celebrating our 40th anniversary. We're very excited about celebrating that with all of our wonderful customers, our fantastic staff. And Chrome Hearts is a brand we've been carrying for a long time, like I said. So we are doing a special collaboration piece with them. So we went kind of with their designers and came out with a brand new piece that is very specific to Eyepieces in our 40th anniversary. So that will be launching in February.
Amazing. So 40th anniversary celebrations. What's going on? What kind of events? What can we see from Eyepieces of Vail coming up?
Yeah, we'll be having a lot of trunk shows throughout the year like we kind of normally do. All of those are updated on our website. So if you ever want to know kind of what is coming, what location, with what vendor, at what time, you can check those out there. We are also doing a 40th anniversary party in March, which we're very excited about. Kind of have some music and food and drinks.
Who doesn't love a good party? Especially here in Vail, we love that. So speaking of Eyepieces of Vail, tell me about operating hours. Where can we go to get an eye exam or prescription goggles or glasses or whatever it is that you might be looking for?
Yeah, we have 8 locations total. We have 4 in Vail, 1 in Beaver Creek, 1 in Edwards. We have 2 locations in the Roaring Fork Valley, 1 in Basalt and 1 in Snowmass. We have a doctor that does eye exams at our Edwards location on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and at our Village Center location across from the Solaris on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So you can call or visit our website to get those scheduled. And he's great. Dr. G's one of our favorites, and he can get you set up with a prescription, and then from there our staff can take care as far as fitting you with some frames with your prescription lenses.
Amazing. And I love that you offer regular eye exams as well. So not only are you offering very fashionable and very cool and functional products, but you're offering services and, just helping people stay on top of their eye health. We love that.
Totally. Yeah, we do repairs, adjustments, cleanings. Come on in. We can do those for free. We want to take care of you. Even if you haven't gotten your glasses with us, we want to make sure that you're all set up when you're visiting.
And that's one of the special things about Eyepieces of Vail is just the white glove service that you provide to friends and family and customers alike. So we really appreciate that. And congratulations on your 40th anniversary. That's huge. So where can we go for more information if anybody wants to, see what you offer and kind of keep in touch with what you're doing?
Yep, eyepieces.com. You can find locations, brands we carry, schedule those eye exams, all that good stuff.
Awesome. Well, Danny, thanks for hanging out with me this morning. Loving all of these fun, fashion-forward options. So all in one, Tom Ford, Chrome Hearts. We love all of it. This is just really incredible stuff. Thanks for sharing your inventory today.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Now stay tuned. Keep it here. We'll be right back for more.
Good morning, Vail.
For fun and adventure, join me on Elizabeth Stanton's Great Big World. Find out where I'll be going next and which celebrities I'll be bringing along with me. I'll show you amazing destinations with lots to explore, and you'll get to know my celebrity guests the way they really are, up close and personal. We'll travel the world, experience new cultures, and together, try to make a difference. I'm Elizabeth Stanton, saying the world's a big place, and I'm going to show it to you.
Eyepieces of Vail has been a fixture in the Vail community for over 30 years. From designer frames and sunglasses to high-performance sports frames, prescription goggles, and in-demand accessories like helmets, goggle lenses, and foldable reading glasses, our inventory raises the optical bar. Visit one of our 7 locations today and see why generations of loyal customers return time after time for our unmatched service and inventory. Eyepieces, the art of vision.
Good morning, Vail.
Do you ever wonder what it's like to have a non-traditional career path? Well, I had a conversation with professional poker player Alex Livingston about his winnings at the World Series of Poker and beyond. Let's take a look.
Good
Now, I'm so excited. This next guest is a very close and personal friend of mine, but he is also an incredible professional poker player. Joining me on the couch today is Alex Livingston. He is so incredible in what you do. So, Alex, how are you?
Good. How are you doing today, Kim?
Thrilled to have you here, fresh off the plane. You came straight to Colorado from all over the world internationally playing poker and in Texas and Vegas. So, tell me about your life. How did you end up as a poker player?
So I was always into card games and board games as a kid. I was a chess player actually from age 4, and then my family taught me bridge, which is kind of not a popular game anymore, but in my my parents' generation it was. So we played bridge at our family cottage every summer from when I was 6 years old, and 2 hours a day, every day for a couple months. And so I was always used to card games and board games, and then just kind of transitioned into poker.
That's great. And so you started playing poker while you were learning some things that most people would follow as a traditional career path, but you realized you were pretty good at it. So when did you go full time into poker? How long have you been playing? Tell me all the stories.
Yeah, so it's kind of a funny story. I did a trip to Europe with a friend of mine right before I was supposed to go to my senior year of college. And I ended up sleeping through my flight back to Boston, which is where I was going to college. And he and another friend, they were both there, and they said, we decided we're going to stay in Amsterdam for a couple months. What are you going to do? You can stay with us or you can go back to school. So that was kind of a existential crisis I had, and 2 hours later I decided to stay in Amsterdam. I'd say that's sort of where my career was launched.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
So you've been playing poker professionally. You play mostly in person, but every once in a while you play for fun online. But talk to me about your tournaments. You've won so many different things. What have you won?
So I won a World Series of Poker bracelet a couple years ago in 7-card stud, which is kind of an older format of poker, but one that I really enjoy. And then I came in 3rd place in 2019 in the main event of the World Series of Poker. So that was kind of my biggest accomplishment.
That was a big deal. I know. We were all cheering you on. We had some friends that went to watch in person, including my brother, who will be here on the couch in a little while. But,
that's right.
So talk to me about poker. People don't really understand it as a career path. They look at it as like a game of chance, but it's a game of strategy and probability and hedging your bets against the wins and the losses. So how do you manage that?
Yeah, so poker is it's a unique combination of luck and skill. Most of the casino games, you have no chance at beating the house because they have that built-in edge. Whereas with poker, you're playing against other players. So as long as you're playing better than them, in the long term, you're going to win money. And I describe it usually to people as a combination of statistics and psychology. So you have that math side where you have to understand the probabilities. And then you have that human psychology side, which is probably the part I find more interesting, where you have to try to figure out how people's personalities work and then how they're going to play poker, but based on their personalities, and then you adjust your own game to sort of cater to that.
That's true. You are so good at asking questions and getting to know people. So if we ever needed a guest host, you're coming in. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know if I'm made to be a TV host.
I don't know about that. You're so great at asking questions. So what do you have going on? You played in Europe for a while, and you're actually heading back to Las Vegas. So tell me about the tournaments that you've recently played and then what you're playing in Vegas.
Yeah, so I was in Europe in the fall playing some tournaments there in the Czech Republic, and then I actually just recently got back from Brazil. A friend of mine was hosting a big series there, and I played some tournaments there. And then I'm going to get on a plane tomorrow to fly to Vegas, and there's a mixed game series going on, which is really fun for me because basically that's a bunch of different types of poker. So it keeps your brain moving instead of just playing Texas Hold'em, which is the most common type of poker you see.
And that's the one that most people know how to play.
That's the one that the majority of people who play poker, they think of Texas Hold'em. Whereas this tournament series is going to have 7-card stud and deuce to 7 triple draw, and a bunch of other types of poker that most people wouldn't have heard of.
That's great. Yeah. So what's been your favorite poker moment outside of the bigger tournaments? You've probably played with some really interesting people.
Yeah, I mean, I've played with some celebrities, which was definitely fun. I played with Don Cheadle. I played with Russell Westbrook. I have to say, like, anytime I've gone deep in a big tournament is probably, and when we say go deep, it's kind of a poker term when you make the final table or the final couple tables. That to me is kind of the highlight, and particularly the main event, just because it's just like an escalation, basically, of intensity and pressure, and I actually really enjoy the pressure. So.
That's great. So what, on average, if you're not playing like the big televised poker games, like how long does a poker game usually last?
Yeah, so there's tournaments and cash games. A tournament could be anywhere from a fast one could just be one day, whereas something like the main event's dragged out over 10 days. And then with cash games, you can just sit and you can leave whenever you want. So you could sit and play for a couple hours if you just had a few hours to spare in the day. So cash games are a nice option, especially for people who have a lot of other stuff going on in their lives, because tournaments are usually a full-time commitment where you have to sort of block open at least the full day.
Yeah, that's great. So what is your favorite way to play? Like, do you have a preference? I know that's kind of an interesting question.
It's a tricky one. So I would describe my style as always trying to, I don't like go in with one set strategy necessarily. I'm always trying to feel out how my opponents are playing and then adjust my game to them. So I'd say I have a pretty adaptable game. In general, I'm on the aggressive side. Typically, that's an important move in poker. You want to be doing a lot of raising and betting rather than calling. But I would say I always try to just feel out what's going on at the table, different players, their energies, and how I think they play, and just kind of cater to that.
Sure. So poker, it's like sports, essentially, because you've got certain seasons.
Minus some of the athleticism.
Well, it's the mental athleticism, I'd say.
Right.
But you have like a really intense season. So what does your typical year look like as a poker player?
Yeah, so as I've sort of pivoted more towards tournaments, I used to play cash games where I didn't have as much structure to the year, but now as I've pivoted towards more being a tournament player, I have sort of busy months and then quieter months. So it really all kind of centers around the World Series of Poker, which is a series of about 100 tournaments in June and July, of which I'll probably play 50 to 60 of them. And so I sort of have usually a quieter May leading up to that series, and then a quieter August after that series, and then the rest of the year I try to find tournaments to play. But that June and July is quite intense. I usually play about 70 to 80 hours a week for 7 weeks in a row, so it's intense, but I love it.
So imagine your sleep schedule is all over the place during that time.
I basically try to get as much sleep as possible. It's basically sleep, workout, play poker, and that's it.
Yeah.
I don't have much of a social life during that time. But yeah, some days, you have trouble sleeping, and yeah, but I do try to prioritize sleep as much as possible since I'm getting so many hours of poker in at the same time.
And you have to be mentally prepared because you never know what other people are going to do.
Absolutely, yeah. It's one of those things where doing all that stuff away from the table, trying to eat well, trying to exercise, trying to sleep is super important for just having that focus at the table.
It's true. So outside of poker, what are you doing? Where are you? What's your life like?
Well,
what other
traveling
do you have
a
any
lot.
other
Sometimes I go on
business
ski trips with you and Greg.
It's true.
I do have a couple of rental properties. One of them is just kind of a mixed unit building that has full-time tenants. The other one is pretty interesting. It's near a golf course called Cabot Cape Breton, which is actually two golf courses, Cabot Links and Cabot Cliffs. And I rent that house out on Airbnb to golfers, and it's a pretty famous and well-known golf course, so you have people traveling in from, certainly a lot from the States and Canada, and then we've even had people from Asia and Europe flying in to play that course, so they can stay at my property, and it's just 5 minutes from the golf course.
And
so
that's up
kinda
in
fun.
Nova Scotia.
That's in Nova Scotia, yeah, Cape Breton. So I spend part of my year in Nova Scotia, and I spend the other part in Las Vegas typically, and then in between I'm just traveling around. Yeah.
And you're a big golfer.
I do enjoy golf. I'm definitely not as good a golfer as I am a poker player, but I do enjoy golf. Yeah.
That's great. So what is your plan for the rest of this year? We're at the beginning or the end of February, the beginning of March, and what's your schedule look like?
Yeah, so I've got this poker series coming up that I was talking about. Then I've got a ski trip with you and Greg and a bunch of our friends, and then I have another poker series in Vegas. That takes me till April. I'll probably play some poker in April, and then I'll probably have more of a relaxed month in May to prepare for the World Series of Poker. And then, August is usually more of a relaxed month, and then I'll get on the grind again in September and find some tournaments to play for the rest of the year.
That's great. So Alex, outside of playing golf and looking at investment properties, ski trips, and poker, you also sometimes coach. So where can people go to follow your journey or learn a little bit more about your pointers and tips that you have?
Yeah. So my social media handle on Instagram and Twitter is Rum and Chess. So rum like the alcohol, then the letter N, and then chess. And that started. It was an online poker handle that I created in college because I enjoyed drinking rum and Coke at the time, which I would never drink now, by the way. And I've always been a chess player, so I just came up with Rum and Chess.
Awesome. So people can connect with you, follow along your journey, and you post some really interesting things, especially on Twitter. You're really kind of giving people the rundown of what you do.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's exciting. It's always so much fun to find out where you are in poker tournaments, and I know we all really enjoy learning more from you as well.
All right, great.
Awesome. Well, Alex, thanks for coming. Excited. I hope you get to get out on the slopes and and we'll do
get out to maybe later today.
Get out later today, and obviously we'll keep folks in the loop as you continue your career this year.
Sounds great. Thanks a lot, Kim.
Awesome. Now we'll be back. We've got some more guests joining us on the couch, and we'll be right back after this.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome to Street Magic. I'm Elizabeth Stanton with some of the most terrifying stunts, extraordinary extreme escapes, and the most amazing cutting-edge magicians you'll ever see in one show. Get ready to have your mind turned inside out. The hand is definitely quicker than the eye.
It's fake.
I'm Amy Goodman, host of Democracy Now! Our independent news hour offers diverse perspectives and unique opinions, often unheard in the mainstream media, live as the news unfolds. Tune in for Democracy Now!, the War and Peace Report, weekday mornings at 9 and evenings at 6 on TV8 Vail, Comcast Xfinity Channel 92. There's more for you on Channel 92.
More than ever, kids need information to help them better understand their surroundings and to better protect themselves. Each week, this program works with the various law enforcement agencies across the country and the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, spotlighting several missing cases, hoping someone, like you, might have information that will lead to finding these individuals.
Join us in exploring the everyday lives of community members here in the Vail Valley. Hear their inspiring stories of how they came here, their contributions to our community, and why they chose to call this place home. We want you to be one of our neighbors. If you would like to be featured or nominate someone to be featured, please send an email to danielle@tv8vail.com. We look forward to featuring your story right here on TV8.
Do you love the outdoor lifestyle? Make sure you tune in every day at 8 p.m. to catch Scoreboard Nation. It's an outdoor lifestyle show dedicated to your 3 favorite mountain towns, Vail Beaver Creek, Park City, and Reno Tahoe. Join us for an incredible venture. Find us on TV8 Vail, Park City Television, or at thescoreboardnation.com. We can't wait to see you there.
Good morning, Vail.
What a fantastic Thursday morning edition of Good Morning Vail it was. I'm your host, Kimberly Pro. Thanks so much for joining, and I will see you tomorrow.
Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The
Are you looking for exciting and nutritious recipes to cook at home? Watch Colorful Cooking with Tracy Miller on TV8 Vail. Tracy brings you the best in fresh and healthy foods for the active outdoor lifestyle. Stream online at tv8vail.com or find us on Comcast Xfinity Channel 92. There's more for you on 92.
Tune into Coffee with America and start your day in the right direction, where we go over the latest and greatest in health, lifestyle, entertainment, and more. Start your day off on Coffee with America.
Spooky and Scott Show, we are feeling good today. Great show on the way.
Absolutely. Welcome to our show. I'm Suki.
I'm Scott.
And we are feeling good today. You know why? Because we had a great show.
Each week on the Tech Show, you can look forward to the latest in technology and how you can use it too. We'll also chat with leading experts and you'll find out if the latest gadget will take my money or not. Don't miss the Tech Show. Tech your local listings.